special price update video coming for you, baby dolls. I want to show you what's going on right now contextually with Bitcoin and crypto. We're going to spend some time on this because something fascinating is happening. The time from the top of Bitcoin's range to its bottom, the snap downs, they're getting shorter and shorter in time, okay? Let me show it to you visually. I'm giving you a special price update video. So if we go back to 2024, look what happened, okay? So we actually, funny friends, do you know Crypto Crapo? Do you remember? Crypto Crapo was bearish this whole way, and we finally got him bullish at literally the Pico top $73,000 BTC. This was the Bitcoin spot ETF run. And I want you to pay attention to this, friends. We dropped 32% around that, 33% into the Japan yen Pokemon Island crisis. It took 147 days, 147 days, okay? In the next collapse, it was Trump tariff tantrum. If you go to the top of the range to where we formed the bottom tick, it was now 77 days. So the first one was 147 days. You remember, like all of 2024. Remember, friends, I made 1,000 videos on YouTube literally during this range. It was so funny. 1,000 videos, 1,000 videos. Okay, so this is 147 days, and this was 77 days. Okay, if you look at what's just happened now, okay, now I'm not saying this is the bottom. I don't know, but we've done this slap down in 42 days. Okay, we've done this in 42 days. It's friends, it's wild. We're halving, you know, around 147. Half of that is about 77, you know, almost kind of half of that's about 42. That's wild, man. Maybe the next one's going to be like 20 days if we went up, right? That'll be absolutely bonkers. Can you imagine next year something happens where we go up, okay? Obviously, we can always go down, okay? Let's do this. Let's try to do the inverse Jim Cramer. Yeah, maybe this goes down to 0. But if we did go up, it'd be wild, right? Imagine we went up to like 150, right? And then everyone says, okay, now it's definitely over. And then we had a like 20 day, if you go check it out, 20 days to come back down. Boom. To do its correction. 20 days, maybe it drops 20% or something. Snap, right? 120, bang, like that. And like that'll get everyone out. And it'll be wild if the final one actually does take us to 200 next year. That'll be absolutely bonkers if we get that. I don't know if we're going to get that right, you know. But I don't know anything, okay? But why I want to bring this to your attention, this special price update video, is I made videos in 2023. And I told you about this concept that happens in a bull market where, see friends, bull markets, okay, they don't just appear and like everyone joins in. It doesn't happen like that. People like joining strength, okay? So what happens is every time you get tested and you survive and then you make a new high, people join in because you're getting stronger and stronger. It's the same thing with sports, music stars. It's the same thing. When the positive momentum comes in and people keep winning and the drive to win keeps going higher, it gets more and more people's attention. Okay? So it seems to be that's what's happening now. Now, I don't know if we go lower or whatever, but it seems to be what we're doing, right? And actually, friend, this is wild. If you go back to 2017 cycle where Trump was as well, it was actually similar. I want to show you this. So look at this, friend. So you have Bitcoin goes up and rolls over. And then if you look at it climbing, what actually ends up happening is, look at this. The time it takes for the corrections, right? Look what ends up happening at the end. It gets shorter and shorter. So I'll just show you, right? Here, it took like 28 days. Here, it took 35. But look what ends up happening as you go literally to the parabola. Okay, this one only took 14 days. So you go from about 35 days. Now, this is only 14. This is 2 weeks. Friends, and then look what happens here. In this, it's literally 1 week. So you go from 35 days, 14 days, 7 days. So what's actually happening is it's actually gone parabolic. And then you have the absolute explosion. Look what ends up happening. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green weeks in a row. And Bitcoin runs from, as you see, he runs from this 6K all the way up to around 20. They launched the Bitcoin CME futures up here. So if you were to draw it, this is what it looks like, right? Like bang up here, bang up here, and then it goes, and then what ends up happening is pop, pop like that. That's the parabola, right? That's the parabola with what it looks like. Now, the thing is as well, this price action, it happened in 2017. The players were different, right? We had a lot of retail and stuff and people buying. It didn't happen in 2021. In 2021 cycle, okay, it was this one huge giant wave up. Okay, that's what ends up happening, okay? In 2021, friends, you can actually only see the price action it did on the monthly, okay, which I'll show it to you right now. In 2021 cycle, which is right here, in 2021, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles in a row. In 2017, you didn't have that. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it keeps going parabolic, all right? So it's not a perfect science, okay? But there is a bit of art into like noticing these things. But the trick is that you want to notice before the crowd. No one's even in this mindset like, hey, maybe notice that the time from the top to the bottom is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So it does add credibility to it because everybody's calling for the end. That's actually what it looks like, right? Because you got to think right now, everybody calling for the end, friends, here, they are all willing to buy at 75. I'll show you the box. Everybody, you go on YouTube, doesn't matter where it is, friends. You can see every single person wants to buy from 75 starting down to 55. That's the box they're looking for right here. And they're very confident they're going to get it, okay? Why? Because you have the 200-week moving average, all right? 55, and there's like some level below the Trump tariff tantrum. So, of course, we're navigating uncertainty together, but everybody's saying, oh, you're in disbelief. We're definitely going here. So, yeah, actually, they're saying we're in denial, right? And they're all, friends, we'll cover more content. It is very interesting. Everybody wants to sell here. That's wild, man. Everyone wants to sell here. Man, look. Look, I'm just being honest, man. I don't see a single retailer saying, buy the dip, buy the dip. They're saying, I'm out on the relief rally, or they've already clicked out. Okay, the people who are fudding, they're like, oh, dude, it's over. They've already clicked out. Yeah, the like 2 out of 10 people who are saying, I'm getting out on the next relief rally. Yeah, that's funny. Like, friends, like it can't even enter their mind. We're like, bro, why aren't you buying? No one's saying that. No one's even thinking that at all. Why aren't you buying? Why aren't you buying? You know what their answer is going to be. Oh, we broke the 50-week moving average, and last time we went through, this death cross is not working out. It's going to be a lower high, etc., etc. It is fascinating. It is. Some more juicy information for you, friends. Nobody believes things will get better, even though the data's turning. All right? I've got another episode coming for you later. We'll go through it. The US Empire State Manufacturing Survey. So we're covering it again later. I'm just giving you like a bit of a preview, but we'll go through it a bit as well. So the US Empire State Manufacturing PMI, friends, it had an upside surprise, which everyone's like, what? How'd that happen? I'm in disbelief too. It had an upside surprise. So you want to know what's funny? Look what happened, friends. It had the first upside surprise when Trump won. See this? It had a fake out. And then a slap back down. And now it's come back for round 2. I'm going back to the chart when it did a fake down twice. It actually, look, it was correct. So this side, I'm showing you, it did a fake down. Sorry, it did a double pump down. Okay, look at this. See, it did 1. I'll draw the line here. 1, and then PMI ticked up. And then here we go, boom. Another one. And look, the PMI stayed struggling. So this is quite unique, man. This is really weird. Everyone's like, what? But look, this is how it works, dude. You don't look. People's actions, they happen first. Okay, people don't go out and go, I am feeling confident. Let me go spend. They don't actually do that. The market actually does it first. You know, what you might find is like we're already halfway through the move, whatever the move is, because people know like, oh, we're going to get a $2,000 dividend. Oh, they're going to cut rates. Markets have got a very tricky way of figuring this stuff out. The Empire Manufacturing Survey, the first of the major US regional PMIs to report November, was surprising to the upside on Monday at 18.7 versus 5.8 expected. That's huge, dude. That's funny. Last month, they were 10. Everyone expected 5. And then it got 18. And market's still in dispute. Like, it's just an anomaly. Interesting. Very interesting. And it's a forward-looking. We are still waiting for the rest of the data. But I've been flagging in MIT that a pickup was likely coming after some of the forward-looking survey internals began turning higher a few months back. This is the first real confirmation that the first move is now on the way. This is interesting because with Bitcoin trading really, really low, right? When it busts under 90,000, it is interesting. It is pricing in an ISM of roughly 46.3. That's interesting. So Bitcoin's implied price, based off its net change, it's saying PMI is going to come out 46.3. Which means a lot of the bad news is already priced in. Yeah. So that's why we might say, look, we already know that the PMI, when the data comes out, it's the past 30 days. Okay, so the price action of today, that's more relevant. So that's why we might find when the PMI comes out in a few weeks, I think it's the next few weeks, how they release the data, but yeah, it's going to be poopers. We already knew that, right? We already knew that. Russell 2000 is below the all-time high. I want to share that with you, friends. So that's how bull market's made, right? You keep gathering strength. The time to drop gets shorter and shorter and shorter because you get more and more impatient people along the way. All right? It makes sense, yeah? You get more impatient people, especially in crypto where there's a lot of retail. And we know there is, right? So getting more impatient people along the way, man, it's wild. This cycle, friends, is literally, it's a Donald Trump cycle, man. It's going up. It has like these going up, tick, like you see this over time. Going up, tick, going up, tick, going up, tick, tick. Everyone's doing that. You know, look, that's crazy. It's looking at the actual stock market or institutionals. I'm wondering if that's what happens. Pop, pop. I wonder if that's what happens. I do wonder. But you can see now, like, I want you to think about something, okay? Think about something. Let's be honest. Has a single person said, oh, if we drop below 75 to 55, I'm out? No one says that. They go, that could be the next level. And all the people who are out, they want to buy there. All right? Now let's do the opposite. This is funny. Everybody who's sold, friends, I have not seen a single one of them say, they haven't even uttered the price, Bitcoin 130,000. They haven't even bothered saying that because that's what they'll have to get in. Or Ethereum 5,000. Yeah. They have not even considered that it could break the all-time high. That's why, friends, you got to remember, you got to look at this, okay? Who's weaker here? All right, put people in for the 4-year cycle, okay? We already know we're cooked. There's no denial. All right. But part of their 4-year cycle plan is so that the market's already priced in 2026 to be shit. Yeah. Okay. What happens if we enter 2026 and you see Bitcoin 130 and Bitcoin and Ethereum at 5,000? Uh-oh. They have to get back in. They have to get back. What are they going to do? They say, no. It's over soon. Yeah. Do you think the market's gonna stall out and say, "Oh, I was wrong. I'm gonna sit down"? No, I think something's gonna have to blow. It will. Like, remember, people see weakness and they leave, but when the market comes back up, they're like, "Oh my gosh, we've got to get in. Look at this. Oh my gosh, we've got to get in." So if it comes in here, if we go back out, "Oh my gosh, I have to get in." I'm wondering, right? But, we got to think about, did we hear the word SuperCycle too many times? Yeah, probably. But then we still got to wrestle with the idea. We're like, hey, man, you all said Bitcoin SuperCycle. Yeah. You guys have given a 0% chance altcoin recover. In fact, all I've heard from our friends, construction workers, retailers, and as well as Bitcoin maxis and literally the general population, I've seen friends every day will wake up, there's 3 essays about there's too many altcoins, they're all diluted, none of them have value, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, do you understand the utility you're talking about? Do you understand Bitcoin literally has no utility, hit 2 trillion market cap? What's its utility? What do you use it for? You use it for nothing. You're just hoping the next guy pays more for it. Me too. I hope the next guy pays more for it. That's it. So all they're doing is they're just summarizing red candles, okay? So you now have seen this price action, right? It's these dips, they're getting like we're like pop, pop, pop. It's taking shorter and shorter. Like it seems like it's standard procedure, right? I wonder what the future holds. As always, it's the end of year of the snake. All these deception, right? Let me know what you think, friends. Do you think like it's broken everything now? It's literally up to believers. As always, like, subscribe, belly button, all. Catch you soon.